Okay. How's that, Steve? Good? All right. How you doing, Steve? Good? Um, all right. Steve's in the back room, and hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, all right. Anyway, I was welcoming some people in the chat. That's what I was doing for the past 2 or 3 minutes, and I won't repeat it. Um, but hopefully Steve can work out his technical issues, and I'm going to text him, give him some suggestions. Um, but uh, it's one of those things where these things happen. It happened to me on Saturday night on Adrian's stream, and it was very embarrassing for me, you know. And I know Adrian probably felt bad also, but he ended up switching over to Restream, and I just couldn't get hooked up. But anyway, he had invited some other people in at the last minute. All right, how you doing? I think we got audio now. No, with him. But um, but anyway, I ended up chatting away in the chat, and some of these uh, some of these issues can be avoided. But like I
Can you
said,
hear me, Ray?
yeah, we got you now, Steve. Good, good. Yep, good. You can hear me? No. Well, we might have to do sign language, sign language with Steve and I.
It's a huge delay, but I can't hear you.
All right. How is that? Is that better?
Let me
Yep, I can
let me
hear
try to
you
get back
good.
out and back in.
Yep. All right. That's what sometimes works. But anyway, hey, and it's funny because 2 hours ago it worked perfectly. But um, I'll welcome in a few more people. Hi, Susan Lee. And Rob, I believe you were number one. I'll try to scroll back and see if I can find out who was number one. But welcome, everybody. We're just getting over Spin Up. I got to say, it was an awesome, awesome event. I had never been to Spin Up. Last year, I participated, when it was live, and I found that to be very interesting. But there's nothing like being there in person and meeting everybody and flying your drones, of course. And I brought my my Air 2S, you know, and I was flying this. Michael Wright picked me up at the airport. Not to bore you with the whole story, but Michael Wright was gracious enough to pick me up and brought me to the hotel because a lot of us stayed at the Spring Hill Suites Hotel. How you doing, Steve? Good audio now?
Good, I can hear you now.
All right, thank God. Okay, all right.
Sorry about that.
Let me just finish up, and we'll get right into you. Thank you for coming in, first of all.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And thank you to Michael Wright, but for picking me up. But we'll get back into Michael Wright and Spin Up as soon as I introduce you. And I want everybody to welcome Sgt Steve Jones. He's from the Baytown, Texas Police Department. He's got 30 years experience, and he's been put in charge of the drone unit. And I find that so interesting, Steve. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
And I get excited when I meet cops that are still on the job. I still have that bond. I miss it. But once I found out that you were in charge of the drone unit, I was really, really excited, because that would be a job that I'd put in for if I was still on the police department.
It's a blessing. It's actually fun.
Well, I tell you, I know you got a lot of good information to tell us. That's for sure.
I
And
don't know about a lot, but
well, again, welcome, and we got a lot of people in the chat already,
good deal.
and I'll be putting up if anybody has any questions along the way for Steve or myself, I'll try to, answer them. And but it's hard, believe me. I found out that it's hard to read the chat and talk to your guest. But Steve, can you tell us, how you became involved with drones? First of all.
Oh, actually, it was on Facebook. I had a good friend of mine that I went to high school with. His name was Brian Saddlemeyer, and he bought a drone, and it was called a Unique Breeze, and it's YUNEEC, I believe, something like that. It was a weird name, but I saw it, and he was doing videos on YouTube, and I was like, I want one. I want to do that. So I went and bought one, and this is what it looks like. This is my first drone ever. It's a Unique Breeze.
Oh, that's different. I've never seen one.
It's got a little 2-axis gimbal. But
that's the camera right there?
Yeah, that's the little camera right here on the front.
Okay.
And it's a pretty nice little drone. And it shoots, I think, 2.7K or something like that. And it's got a flight time of about 7 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
But when I saw his, I wanted one. That's how I got into it.
Yeah. What was it? Was that drone hard to fly or not really?
It was actually easy. It if I'm not mistaken, it just went straight to your phone. You could fly it with your phone. The remote it came with didn't work well, so you could just control it with your phone without a remote.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. And then what other drones did you get in your fun flying?
The original Mavic.
Oh, okay.
Then the Mavic Mini, and then the Air 2S, or the Mini 2. I got the Mavic Mini, the Mini 2, and then the Air 2S, and that's the one I have now that I fly most of the time for personal use, for fun.
Okay. Yeah, I ended up buying the Mavic Mini when it came out too. Well, some of the people in the chat already know my story, but I'll tell you. I had bought that toy drone that I told you about, the Spy Striker, and I have it back here under my table. But then I ended up buying a Phantom 4. And
nice
my real
drone.
estate agent, or I should say my son's real estate agent, had one, and he offered to show me how to fly it. And when he showed me how to fly it and how easy it was, and the video and the photos, I says, I got to get one of them. And I did. The following week, I went out and bought one. But it's one of those things where you move on to Mavics,
There's no turning back.
That's exactly what I did. And the other thing is, we're going to get into some of your police stories, and hopefully you'll be able to share some. I know the viewers in the chat would love to hear about them. But let me ask you this before we get into that. How many people are actually in your drone unit?
6 of them. We have 4 officers that are pilots. Then myself, I'm the sergeant over the unit, and I'm also a pilot. Everyone's Part 107 in our group. And then I have a lieutenant who is also in charge of the whole program. He's my boss, and then I supervise the other 4 pilots.
Okay. And now I guess you have like a drone on each shift type of thing. Is that how you guys work it?
We have 2 main drones that we use. We have an old Phantom, actually.
Oh, you do?
Then we have a couple of old Inspires, and we really don't use them as much because they're so big and bulky. And as you know, the Mavics are so much easier to fly. So we have 2 Enterprises. We have an Enterprise Zoom and an Enterprise Advanced, and they're really nice.
Yeah, I seen one time down in Florida when I was down there.
And I've got one right here.
Oh, nice. There you go.
This is the Advanced. It has the infrared on it. And
That's
this here,
infrared.
and this is a speaker. We can do recordings into the speaker if we're searching for somebody, police department, whatever. And it comes in real handy.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive drone. That's for sure.
That was the nighttime one with the infrared on it. Then we have another one. I don't have the battery in it right now, but this is the zoom. And
Okay.
I've got lights on it if we want to use it as well. And these are bright lights.
Are they? They really bright?
Yeah. And you know how the kind of tilts forward when you're flying forward. You can tilt the lights down. Sorry, I'm not used to this camera. But you can tilt the lights down or up or any way you want. So.
And you actually have like a hard case. I would assume you have a hard case with a monitor in one of your police vehicles.
Well, we all have iPads that hook up to them.
Okay.
This is the hard. It'll hold probably. Sorry about that. It'll hold probably about 3 batteries plus the one in the drone.
Right.
So
right. It's interesting.
Sorry about that. I'm not used to these cameras. I keep getting out of view.
No, this is interesting. And like I said, I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat also. And let me just welcome in a few more people. Maddie, how you doing? Good to see you. And Mike, great, good to see you. Bob Casey, how you doing? And have you had the occasion, or do you have any success stories with the drone that you can share with us?
Me personally, I don't. I have a pilot that does. He's kind of one of our lead pilots. He works at night, and a lot of our stuff happens at night. And we had some car thieves.
Okay.
People who stole some cars, ran off into the woods, and it was fairly close to the station. He was able to get them in sight and see them, and we had a perimeter set up with canine units and stuff like that, and he was able to lead them to the guys that had stolen the cars. Of course, we also had a helicopter from Houston that came and assisted us as well. And we communicated with them. The helicopter was higher, we were lower, and it was good communication.
That's interesting. Yeah, communication is the key. Even when, drone pilots are flying for fun together, you got to communicate with each other. But I couldn't imagine flying a drone while there's a police helicopter around. I mean, it's a police drone.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm glad you got those car thieves. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it was a good deal. And then he, the same pilot as well. He practices all the time. He's a photography guru, and then he started getting into the drone stuff. And he was able to clear an apartment before officers went in. And that's what I'm excited about kind of with drones, because it may sound strange at first, but I believe drones are going to save lives, because we can go in and clear a building, and before people go up with guns, we can go up into a car on a traffic stop and fly around the car and look around and see what's inside. It may catch the people off guard, but it may prevent something dangerous from happening further on, instead of just going up with guns out and pointing at everybody.
No, I love that idea. No doubt about it. I seen one police video where they had a barricaded subject, and actually he was, about to kill somebody, and the police, stormed the room, and they got him. But then they got the victim out. But then they had to go back in and try to check on him, and they sent the drone in, and they found him. I don't know if you saw that one. I forget which PD it was, but he ended up, taking his own life, and he was laying there. But anyway, I love hearing this stuff, and I know the viewers in the chat love hearing it.
It's actually fun to do, and there's actually a video on YouTube with Atlanta, Georgia Police Department, and they had a homicide suspect barricaded in the house, and they sent the drone in, cleared the entire apartment. They can look at each room on the camera, and when they got to the room where the suspect was, he saw it. It scared him, and he came out with his hands up. So it was a peaceful ending that could have been bad had we had to run in with guns.
Yeah.
Or had that police department in particular. But it's just search drone video Atlanta, Georgia, and it'll pop up on YouTube.
You love hearing success stories like that. You really do. But do you have any other stories or interesting things?
We're just barely getting off the ground.
Okay.
We did issue each pilot Mini 2. So they have the Mini 2 in the car with them. They have they've got like 4 batteries each, and they're able to take it with them anywhere they go, and they can throw it up in a matter of a minute or two and get it in the air. And what I'm looking forward to most is being able to find some missing people.
Yep.
We have quite a few elderly homes, nursing homes in the area, and sometimes they will walk out from the nursing home, and the nursing home will call and say, hey, we have one that's gone, they're missing. And, we want to go try to find them as fast as we can. We hadn't done it yet, but I'm actually, we have the tools to do it.
It's just a matter of time. There's no doubt about that, But again, if anybody in the chat has questions for Steve, feel free to put it in the chat. I sort of have it under control now, and I can talk to Steve and look at here's a question for you, Steve, from Ken Hupbarrow. Do all the police departments have a contract for DJI Enterprise? My PD has the same drones, he says. Can you answer that, Steve?
I don't believe so, because I know some agencies carry the my mind's blank now.
Autel?
The Autel Evos. And we used one a while back with another agency, or we watched the other agency. We assisted them while they flew their Autel. And they were searching for a guy. They ended up finding him, and it kind of turned out the way the one you were talking about did earlier. But it's a nice drone as well, and it works for that department.
Yep, that's good. I know a feller in the chat, Rob Kamada, he's a volunteer firefighter here on Long Island, and he uses his own personal Autel drone to assist some of the fire scenes. So we got to give a big shout out to Rob. Thank you. And thank you, Steve, for your service. I say it from the bottom of my heart, I really do, because I know what you're going through day in.
I enjoy it, and thank you. I think you have to have a good mental preparation and a good love for people to actually do this job now. And I do have a love for people. I love to talk to people and communicate, and it makes my job easier.
Yeah. And Johnny says, he loves that cop Steve.
He loves that cap is what he's talking about.
It is a nice
Johnny Drone flyer.
It is a nice
I figured I'd give y'all props. You look at the shirt.
Nice shirt there.
I had to represent for both of y'all. Both of you were so kind to me at Spin Up, and I had a wonderful time. It was great meeting everybody.
Yeah, I mean, Spin Up, back to Spin Up. We'll get off of the police stuff for a minute. Let's talk a little bit about Spin Up. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. I just thought it was a phenomenal event. Kudos to Kelly Shores and Chris Waters and all the helpers, because, it takes a lot to pull off an event like that successful.
Yeah, it does. And he did an outstanding job.
Yeah. And we didn't prep this, but what was what did you think was the best thing at Spin Up? What did you enjoy the most?
Watching them almost crash the V-copter.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say that, but they came close a couple times. But just meeting everybody, I was really, really, nobody there was a stranger, and that was what was so good about the event.
Yeah,
I went into it going, nobody here is going to know me. Everybody that signed up are in the drone community. They're big. I'm new, and they just welcomed me with open arms.
Yeah,
so it was a good time.
I know. I met a lot of the people at the South Florida Drone Meetup that we started in Florida last year. But then I met a lot of new people at Spin Up, and the people you meet, you share your drone stories, or if you have questions, they're more than happy to help you.
Oh
I just
yeah.
can't say enough about it. I love doing these meetups. I really do. And I
Yeah, it
hope
was fun.
this
It's
is
gonna
your, I
grow.
know I did it in person, but I'm going to do it for the live stream too. This is your invitation to come to the South Florida Drone Meetup on April 2nd in Jensen
Hey,
Beach, Florida.
we're in the Gulf. We're not far away. I'll be there.
Bring your wife and children, and we'll all have a good time.
That sounds good to me.
So and I do this. I have a very sophisticated system. This is the list. I'm on the
That's good
second
technology
page.
right there.
I'm on the second page. So as soon as we'll be adding your name. People laugh at me because of my system, but
it works.
Hey, Brad, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Jack Rabbit, for the comment.
Yeah, and again, you see any comments or questions, be sure to point them out. I'll try to put them up there, because sometimes I do get sidetracked. I have to say that I've been a big fan of Ken Herron. Since day one when I started watching drone videos, I watched Ken Herron, and to meet him in person was great. It really was. And then, I mean, you don't care about this stuff, but he drives a refurbished police car, right? You know that.
Exactly. Yeah, he showed it. It was awesome.
He showed it to you.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big fan of his as well. As a matter of fact, you're gonna laugh at me, but I did it. He signed my Air 2S.
Oh wow, that's a good idea. Very
good.
And then autograph. Why not think?
And then I had Aldrin sign my Mini too.
There you go. Good idea.
Yeah,
so it worth a lot of money now. The value
I'll never
up.
Yeah, I'm not selling them though. But yeah, I look up to those guys because you watch videos like that, they're review videos, and it kind of helps you decide whether you want to buy something or not.
Right, exactly. I mean, I watched so many when I first started flying. I still watch them. I watch them all day long too. But let me say hello to Jimmy J. Always good to see you, Jimmy. I see you in the chats, and you're always so nice to me in the chats. Thank you for coming in and watching the show. And Jack Rabbit, it was so nice meeting you at Spin Up. Stevie Mac, thank you for coming in. Man, I'm telling you, we could go on and on about Spin Up, but I enjoyed that pre-Spin Up dinner. The gathering that we had at the Whitestone Brewery. That was fun.
I didn't know about that. I had to miss it. I didn't know about it till the day before when I think I was watching Drone Nation and they were getting an update from Kelly, and that's when I heard about it. I'm like, if I would have known, I'd have been there.
You were probably like me, or I'm like you, where I didn't read the itinerary that came with the ticket. And next thing you know, people are talking about it, and it got changed. It was going to be at a pizza place, and then it got changed the day before, I think, to the Whitestone Brewery. But it was a nice little venue, and it was right next to the tracks, so there were train cars right next door to it. And Joe Blaylock, one of the guys that's usually in the chats, he had his Mini 2, if I remember right, and he sent it right from the venue. He
nice.
flew over the train cars, and he came back, and I included him in my video that I just put up this morning on it. And then when he came back, he flew through the venue.
Nice.
Which, it takes some skill to come under an awning and go above people. But it was just
yeah.
And that's where I met Kelly, for the first time. But let's get off a spin up for a minute and let's talk about you flying for fun. Where do you like going when you fly for fun?
We have a nature center here
Oh,
where I live, and sometimes I'll go fly there. And then I say sometimes, I've only done it once. One of the pilots on our team recommended it to me. He goes and takes beautiful pictures out there. And then we have a suspension bridge. It's called the Fred Hartman Bridge. And it connects Baytown to a city called LaPorte. And it's two really huge industrial areas. We have Exxon and Chevron and a lot of chemical plants. And there's a lot of ship movement, and the bridge is just beautiful. I like to go fly there as well.
yeah, that sounds like a great location. Two great locations, but um, I can't say enough. I drive my wife nuts. I'm always looking for new places to fly, and I'm gonna go fly. I tell her, and she just shakes her head. She's, go ahead, have a good time. And I even tried to get her to fly. Now you're married, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Does your wife go with you? Does she fly drones?
She doesn't fly. She'll go with me and watch. And that little $100 drone, the Unique Breeze I showed you earlier, she actually bought that for me.
Oh,
And that was the first
nice.
and last drone she's bought for me because the prices just went up from there.
Okay.
But she supports me.
Susan wants to know if you have a YouTube channel.
No, I do not, but it's coming. It will be, I started it, but I haven't put any videos or activated it yet. It's going to be called Primal Drones.
Okay. I like that name. Yeah, that's for sure. And I look forward to your videos. And
it's a lot of work. It's actually intimidating, but I'll get there.
Yeah. Well, I think we had talked earlier, and you asked me what I use for editing my videos, and I had told you I flunked Final Cut Pro, but I just use iMovie in my videos and nothing fancy. But I'm having fun making them, and that's what it's all about. And I see a question from Bob. Let's see, how many chickens do you have? Okay. I guess it's not related.
I'm guessing that's a Texas thing. I don't have any, but yeah. I do have a couple of hogs in the backyard, a couple of donkeys as well. I'm kidding.
Okay, you got me on that.
I'm kidding.
Okay, but Chris Hope is in the chat. And Chris Hope he lives a couple hours from you, and Chris Hope has a ranch, I should say. He's got some cattle, if I remember right. I forget how many head of cattle, but
I'm surrounded by it. I just don't have any. But yeah, I got to meet Chris as well. It's been a great guy.
He is. He's one of the pillars of the community. He really is. And I'm not just saying it because he's in the chat. He knows it. And I don't know if you know this, but did you hear about those guys that do Saturday and Sunday morning sunrise live streams?
No.
Okay, yeah. Well, Chris is one of those guys. He does them on Sunday, and what happens is the sunrise live streams start off on Saturday. With Rodney, you met Rodney Bell.
Rodney Bell, yeah.
In Virginia. Then it goes down to Dennis Lovelady in Georgia. Did you meet Dennis?
Yes, I did. I got to meet all of them.
So they do sunrise streams on Saturday. And then Rodney does his coffee with Saturday morning coffee with Rodney and friends right after those two. And it's really, if you got nothing better to do, I have a ball listening to those guys, and a lot of times I'll join them. And I know they
sounds like
welcome you. And then you got Chris Hope. He's part of the Sunday morning sunrise crew, along with Drone Bum. He starts it in New York, goes to Rodney, goes to Dennis. Then a lot of times it goes out to Arkansas with a gentleman named Razé. Fly Natural is his channel. And then it finishes up with Chris Hope in Texas. And these guys all do great live sunrise flights, and then that's
awesome.
with Johnny with his drones and coffee live stream right after that. So, if you can tune in when you're not sleeping. I know you guys work 12-hour shifts, you were telling me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you
12-hour
work
shifts.
and you work
But I'm
nights?
off on, yeah, I work nights, but I'm off on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. But you work graveyards. When you're off, you're still up at night. So,
Right. I know. Um, and I had told everybody that you have 30 years on the police department, um, and you're a Part 107. So do you anticipate like starting a business with your Part 107 too, or
I would
what's
like to. Uh, there's so many things I want to do. A lot of people start off with real estate work, and I'd like to do that to kind of get me going. But watching these guys, I'd love to become a content creator because, I mean, the editing is the toughest part. But everything else is you get to have fun for a living. Or I don't even care if I make money at it. I just want to do it because it's fun.
right? Exactly, and that's how I feel too. I had no intentions of getting my Part 107, and then I guess I got talked into it. We had Greg Reverdew on our show from Pilot Institute. I don't know if you're familiar with that, to get your Part 107. And I found him to be so interesting. And he ended up, offering us a course at a reduced rate. And that was very nice of him. And I'm studying now, but I don't study very, very often. I mean, when you put your mind to it, you should be studying every day. But I'm doing it here and there. But when I get down to Florida, I'm gonna, study seriously. You know.
Yeah. If you just watch the videos on it, it's really not hard because they cover each basic thing that you need to know. And if you just watch them over and over, I did it for about a month. And the most intimidating part is taking the test because they have a camera. You're doing it at an airport, a licensed FAA place, and they've got a camera on you, watching you with your study book and your test, and you're taking it on the computer. And it's just a little intimidating because they're watching you the whole time, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really am at this point. I made up my mind, and once I make up my mind, I'll complete that goal. And we've been talking about meetups, and I just noticed that Mark Fish is in the chat. That's EM Drone One, and
Okay.
Mark, if he didn't go to Spin Up, he was sort of
Okay.
busy. His schedule didn't allow it. But he's up in Rhode Island, by the way. He's the founder of the Rhode Island Drone Meetup group, and
Okay.
I got to know him and Michael Blade and a few others in that group. And Mark came down to the South Florida Drone Meetup, and he ended up being the hero of the meetup. And you know how he became the hero? You didn't watch my videos on it. I know that.
Not on that one.
I can just look at your face and I know. You know how we can tell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But anyway,
That
Mark and the
instinct.
guy, we flew on the Intercoastal Waterway, and the guy had his brand new DJI FPV drone, and he was flying it out over the water, and it went in the water.
Ooh, that's not the way I'd want to become the hero.
Mark ended up stripping down to his underwear. No, and he went right in. And he
Oh
searched for
wow.
that drone. He searched for the drone, and a lot of us saw where it went in the water, so we were sort of directing him. But he found that drone for the guy, so
Oh wow.
he became the hero of the South Florida Drone Meetup.
Well, that's pretty cool. He
Yeah,
found
and
it. That's
the video's on the channel when you get bored.
I don't have to be bored to go watch your videos. They're entertaining. I enjoy it. I always learn something. I see
Yeah.
DeMarco's in the chat. Hey, DeMarco, I got to meet him at Spin Up. He's an outstanding person.
Oh,
He was fun.
DeMarco?
I got to sit next to him the entire time, and he's a great guy. So, hello, Marco.
Yeah, how you doing? But there's so many great guys. They really are in the drone community. You know what was a touching thing for me is when Chris Hope presented the knife.
The knife, yes.
Know what I mean?
That was
He had made that knife for the guy Rick Halber, and Rick Halber was one of the most generous, supportive guys in the drone community. And I still feel bad, knowing that he died, he passed. But that was so nice that Chris made that knife for him. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to give it to him, so he gave it to Steve Carpenter. And Steve Carpenter is one of the best guys in this whole drone community. So that was nice to see that.
and his family wanted him to do that. Chris Hope checked with the family. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was heartwarming to see all that.
Hey, Ron, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Ron. I'm busy reading the chat. Ron was in the back room, but I don't know how long he was back there, so I got to apologize to him. But he maybe he just wants us to show you his new drone. You know what kind
this
of
this isn't Ron. This is Ron's Mavic 3 talking here.
Very nice.
We just flew in from the UPS truck this afternoon, and the good news is it charged up relatively quickly. I heard people had issues with it charging, and mine charged in about an hour and a half. The battery had no bars at all when I first pushed the button, and of course the controller, which is the same controller you get with the other current DJI drones, it charged up in about the usual time, like a little over an hour. It was completely dead too. So haven't got a chance to fly it yet. Haven't even got a chance to do the firmware updates for it, but it is fully charged. This is the standard kit. I only got the drone, the controller here. And let me show you the batteries. The chargers you get with it. This is the standard charger that you get with it. This flips up and down. And they have a USB-A to USB-C cable to hook up the hook the charge up the controller, and then this is permanently attached to this cable, which is a USB-C, which goes in the back of the drone. It's a little door here. It's got the USB-C port, and then below it, it has the slot for the memory card, and it has two buttons on the side here to pull the battery out.
Wow,
so,
this is amazing.
There's the bars telling you, how much is charged up. So that's all I've got so far. So I don't have a lot of information for you, but look how small the box is. The box isn't like much bigger than like the box that the Air 2S came in.
Nice, Ron. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that is nice. I'm jealous.
I'm happy for you, and you deserve it. You really do.
Well, Ray, yours will be coming soon, hopefully. And hopefully we can have hopefully we can fly some of your secret spots in March and April around the time of the Great Florida Drone Meetup. Ray has a secret spot near a undisclosed lighthouse that I'd love to fly with these drones. With we could do the sunrise flight again with a drone that has a better sensor, so we could catch more video in the dark.
Yeah, definitely. We got to go back there for sure, Ron. But I got a couple other spots too.
Yeah, you can't reveal them all, and
No. But this is great that you're giving us a look at your new drone. That is nice.
That's outstanding.
It's wider. It's a wider wingspan here than the previous Mavic 2, but the weight it doesn't feel. I know it's a few ounces more, but it doesn't feel any heavier in the hand than the Mavic 2. But it does have a wider wingspan. So, but when you fold it up, that doesn't matter. I'm going to say the wingspan here is almost as big as the Evo 2 Pro.
Okay.
Which is a heavier drone than this, has a bigger battery. But I'm going to say the wingspan is about the same, but this is lighter. Again, all that doesn't make any difference once you fold the drone up, right?
Well, all I can say is that is a good-looking bird, man.
One comment I saw somebody else make. I wonder why they didn't make the controller for this why don't they do a paint job and make it the same darker gray as the drone? I mean, I know this is standard controller and it may cost them extra, 5 cents to paint it gray, but wouldn't it be nicer if that matched the color of the Mavic 3 rather than the color of the Air 2S and the Mini?
I would like a choice of colors. I really would. Yes. I mean, it's one of those things where they did change the color, but I just think that's an awesome drone. I mean, really.
You got to fly. You got to fly Kelly's at Spin Down on Sunday, didn't you, Ray?
Yes, and yeah. I thought it handled nice. I didn't give it a real long flight and a long test, but I liked the way it was handling. It was responsive.
Nobody likes to gun somebody else's drone, right?
Exactly. But Ron, thank you so much for giving us this preview. And this is the first time. I think this is the first time we had a talking drone on the show.
Well, nobody needs to see you saw my ugly mug all last week. You don't need to see it. You might as well look at the drone.
No. Man, look at that. I'm studying it. I really am. But I hope Steve, if he's still watching, I don't know what happened. Come back in.
Now, did I hear Steve was at Spin Up?
Yes, Steve was there.
I didn't get to meet Steve. I'm always I don't know what you want to call it, disappointed when it's somebody I didn't get to talk to. Steve, right. I was just saying, I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to you at Spin Up. I mean, I always want to meet everybody that's there, but invariably that never happens. So
yeah, I understand. Well, I got to talk to you just a little bit. I sat at the same table with you and DeMarco and Marcus.
Oh, right. You were at the end. I'm sorry we didn't have like a real conversation. I'm sorry. I should have got over and shook your hand, asked your name and all that. I just get overwhelmed in some of these events. Yes, sir. I understand completely. But it was a pleasure meeting you, and I did get to take a picture with you guys. Oh, great. So I've got a lot of pictures. Ray put up a nice little, like that little trailer video you put up today where you had a lot of quick pictures. I want to do something like that too, because I have a lot of nice candid pictures of, of small groups of people. So I want to do the same thing as Ray did and get that posted so people, because like a lot of people say, I think Greg Top said, I got pictures of all you guys, but you need to post pictures of me.
Ron, I'm glad you popped in because I'm about to do a giveaway thing on this live stream.
Oh, wow.
And
now you're not going to give away my Mavic 3, are you?
I figured out how to do it, and it's going to be a very sophisticated, system to win this giveaway. But then I just decided, and what we're going to give away is an
autographed Ray Kelly shirt or hat.
Not this hat, because this is my own personal hat.
Okay.
We're going to give away it on the end of the month. We'll give away an Adventures with Capt Ray Kelly hat. And it's going to be very, very easy for somebody to win this. It's going to be the first person to guess, and I should have told Steve, but what the color is. But I'm writing it down now. Pick a color.
Any color.
First one to get the color wins it. Well, his name will go in the hat.
Okay.
For the hat.
I'm disqualified because I'm on the show, right?
No, you can guess too, Ron.
I'm disqualifying myself. I want somebody out there in the chats to win it. I'm right there with Ron.
I like the guess of teal. That was good.
Oh, you don't often hear teal.
But anyway, if I see it, TJ got it. Wait a minute, unless somebody got it before.
Got it?
It's yellow, TJ. So your name is in the running for the hat.
Oh wow!
Congratulations. All right, so that broke that up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys, but I almost.
Oh no, everybody loves a good getaway, and I like that advertisement screen at Jensen Beach, Florida, April 2nd. I keep forgetting the dates, so thanks for keeping posting that, Ray.
Yeah. Well, I know you'll be there. I got your name on the list, Ron, and I'm looking forward to, flying with you down there. And I'm hoping Steve and his family can come too. putting the
I'm
pressure.
gonna try my best to make it happen.
Steve, are you from Texas, Steve?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Houston
have you ever
area.
been to Florida?
Just passing through.
Oh, it's a
We
great
cut through one time going to Georgia.
It's a great state. Spend a little time in. It's kind of warm, just like Texas.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, a good warm. It's warm in the spring when it's cold back east here. Ray and I, it's pretty cold where we're from in the winter time. So, we love to get away at that time of the year.
And the other thing people know in the chat, we have a fishing trip scheduled for that Monday. So if you can, schedule it accordingly. That we got a little fishing trip.
So I'm going to have to take fishing lessons before I come down, huh?
Yeah, well, no, they just give you the rod run, and mark my words, you will catch something. There's no doubt in my mind, you will catch something.
I like to eat them better than catch them, Ray.
If not, you stand next to Ken Huffbauer because he's a very good angler.
Okay, just like when you sit next to Michael Ray for winning drones.
Well, yeah, I tell you, that was the lucky seat. I had no idea. I really didn't. I almost fell off the chair. I don't know if you realize that, but it was amazing.
We can tell you're excited. Yes.
Thank you to Kelly. So, Steve,
I don't want to interrupt you, but I got to get running here. I got to do a few things, eat dinner, and get ready for the Drone Nation show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got there's going to be a Mavic 3 show tonight. We got this is a big topic. We're bringing in Bill, the drone reviewer, all the way from Florida, and we got a special guest that I just confirmed a few minutes ago. He's in the chat here tonight in your show, so we're going to have a surprise guest. I'll give you one hint, Ray. He's from the great state of Kansas.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll be watching, that's for sure.
So thanks for, I'm going to say officially meeting you, Steve. Sorry we didn't get to chat more at the event, but if you're there next year, we will definitely have a good little chat next year.
Yes, sir. And congratulations on the Mavic 3. It's beautiful.
Thank you. And Ray, thanks for having me on tonight. We're having the Mavic 3 on tonight. And we will be I know you got a big event tomorrow going on with Mark Fisher, so I want to hear all about it later on the week then. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to
great show. I'm going to let you guys get back to your itinerary here, and we will see you in the next one.
Thanks, Ron.
Take care, Ron.
See you later. All right. I guess
such a nice guy.
Yeah, I'll remove him. All right. I've never removed somebody. Usually they go out on their own. But so Steve, I find that was cool that he came on and showed us.
Yeah, it was.
But I like the drones that you had shown us. Those Enterprise drones are pretty impressive. Can we look at them? You still have it handy?
Yeah, I still got them right here.
Because some people came in the chat late and they might have missed it. But look at that drone, everybody. Really. And that's a speaker, right?
Yes, sir. This one has the speaker on it. And like I said, you can tilt it down. Obviously, if you're looking for somebody on the ground, they're going to be under you and you can point it down. I mean, it'll go all the way flat or almost flat.
Yeah, cool.
And it is loud. They will hear you.
Very
if you're hovering above the tree lines trying to find somebody, or but they're really nice and easy to fly.
Are they? Well, I would imagine it flies like a Air 2S, or no? It's harder to fly.
No, it's not harder to fly. It's I guess a little bit heavier. It stands up to the wind a little bit better.
Yeah,
but it just depends. The Air 2S is it's an amazing drone for photo and video and stuff like that. But with this, you got a good heavy drone. If we're looking for somebody on a windy day, it holds up to it.
Good night, Chris. Thank you for coming in. Well, I tell you, that's a very impressive drone. It really is. All right, we got a question. I think you answered it, though. The attachment that you use the most. That's a good question, Mark.
I'd probably have to say the spotlight, and I've got that one on the zoom, but the spotlight on there. This thing is LED and it's very, very bright, And you could also tilt this one down. So when you're flying forward, it's still going down, not up. So it's a nice little attachment. I like it a lot. And of
Very
course,
cool.
when you fly at night, you got to have your beacon. And that's a test question, Ray, for your Part 107.
Oh, is it?
Fly
Okay.
at night, you have to have that beacon, and it needs to be visible from 3 nautical miles.
Right. Exactly. Yep. I know, and I appreciate that tip.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, you know, Steve, you so far this show is fairly new. You know, this is my 5th show.
Okay.
Johnny and I have been doing the Fly for Fun show for almost a year now. But you have to be one of the most interesting guests. You know, and I love talking to police officers. So thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your service when you did it.
Yeah, I did 30 years, a little over 30 years, and then it was time to, you know, go out to the pasture
and fly drones.
and fly drones. Now I tell everybody I'm a 70-year-old YouTuber.
Hey, it'll keep you young.
I want you to, you know, stay safe while you're out on patrol, you know, and obviously, you know, I'm right there, a phone call away. If you need anything, you let me know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Vice versa. And everybody in the chat, you know, we say this on all our shows, Johnny and I, and don't forget, go check everybody's channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. You know, get out there and fly for fun, or you guys that do it professionally, you know, fly and make money with your drones. But thank you all for coming in. Really.
Yes, thank you so much. It was fun.
Yeah, and don't forget, we got the World Drone Community coming on right now at 7:00, and then Drone Nation at 9:00 Eastern time. We talk Eastern time here. And Johnny has the guide that he made up, and you can just follow along every night. There's live streams to watch. But Mark, I will see you in the morning. I'm going up to Rhode Island tomorrow and flying with Mark.
Right.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
I gotta get up early, about 4:30, and catch a ferry to go over to Connecticut. And I got an hour drive from the ferry to Providence, Rhode Island, and I'll be having breakfast with Mark tomorrow. The man, the myth, the legend. But Steve, thank you very much, and everybody. You know, we'll see you again next Monday night. And don't forget the Fly for Fun show on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And Steve, have a good night, all right?
Hey, thank you very much. You as well. Thanks for having me.